The question is, does it?
I'm being a oncologist.
Does it?
That's like cancer doctor.
Right.
Good. Stop it. Sit down. Listen.
I gotta change the date.
Yeah, change it to Wednesday.
Yeah, it's good.
Put Senate.
Okay, guys, I'm about to start the meeting. You ready? I now have the meeting at 5:34 p.m. Alright, so today we have four new guests with us. So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna just go around, say our names, and that's about it. And then as we go through every line item on the agenda, we're gonna kind of give like a brief explanation about what's going on. And if any of you guys have any questions about anything we're saying, please feel free to ask. Yes. Alright, so I can start. I'm Mongoy. I'm the Speaker of the Senate. And then you want to go ahead.
My name is Eugene.
And position?
Oh, and that's Larry.
My name's Jared Richard. I'm a senator.
I'm Rashad Devin. I'm a senator.
Hello, my name is Josue Alejandro Lemos. I am the assistant speaker.
Hi, my name is Hidayah Sadiq, and I'm an SGA secretary.
Hello, this is Boomy Adele, and I'm a SGA senator.
I'm Sharon Wilson, SGA secretary.
Hi everyone, my name is Terrence O'Neill and I'm in the FYA.
Hello, my name is Kai, and I am senator.
My name is Julius Gale, and I'm
My name is Alexia and I'm the SGA senator.
Sean Griffin, I'm also the state senator.
My name is Maurice Ravinsky, and I'm a senator.
So B and I don't know your name. You guys introduce yourselves.
Yes. Hi, my name is Beatrice. I also go by B. I'm the coordinator for leadership here at Campus Live. Use she, her pronouns, and I am also the co-advisor for SGA.
Ronnie Salvant, she, her pronouns. I don't go to school here.
Oh.
I'm Beatrice's best friend.
Oh.
Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the approval of the agenda. So basically what we do here is everyone takes a look at what I've set up for today's meeting, and then if there's a need for addition, people can motion for that, or just approve it. So pretty short agenda today. This we're pretty much done with confirmations. So if anyone wants to add anything or just motion.
Move to approve the agenda.
Seconded.
Anyone opposed? Okay, passed by general consent. Alright, now we're gonna look at the minutes from last week's meeting. So this is just for us to make sure that everything that was said and happened last meeting is represented properly. Yes.
They're just Kai's minutes are inspiring words. These are all 4%.
Yeah. Seconded by Sean. Whoa, look at that.
Just give us swag. That's what it's
Very close.
Yeah.
It was majority votes.
Yeah.
So it's-
Same things? Should I be same things?
I can dance.
This video is produced.
Are you trying to remind that your name is
I don't
spelled?
know. Is it spelled?
Yeah, it's M-H-L.
I'm not sure.
Move to approve the minutes as amended.
Anyone opposed? Passed by general consent. Okay, so now we're gonna get into our confirmations. So as Senate, it's our job to confirm people who hold positions on SGA. It serves as a check and balance, and it's also one of the powers we have as the legislative branch here in the Senate. So does anyone want to add anything to what I said? No? Great. Alright, so now I'm gonna introduce Wisdom. I met with her, I think a week and a half ago, and honestly, I'm just gonna be honest, the position isn't very difficult, and she seems very qualified, and that's why I picked her. And we also really need a secretary, so. So Wisdom, if you could just introduce yourself, give us some background you've had on a position like this, things like that.
My name is Wisdom Jamaka. I'm a senior. I haven't had directly a secretarial position, but for my psychology class last semester, I was an internship, so I'm experienced in like formatting, dictating, and I do like it 90 words per minute, and I'm also a fast typer. And in general, I spend a lot of time with the computer, so I'm always typing, so I'm very used to it.
Any questions for Wisdom? Yes.
I have. Okay. So would you be able to maybe get like all Senate meetings just for meeting? Are you able to come to all the Senate?
I only have one class in one day, and it ends at 4, so I could.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Class, how did you find out about this position, and like what made you want to apply for this position?
I got it from my friend, for sure.
Oh.
And I applied for it because I always wanted the secretary for position. I think it's like a very good, not just like a resume builder, but I feel like it's a good position. Position in general, it helps like me personally with like being better, I think being better at organization and note taking, and that's a skill I could use like in future projects.
Move to approve SL 25-1920.
Second. All those in favor? One abstention, and please abstain. One abstention, and the motion passes.
Congrats.
So Wisdom, you just come over here real quick. So whenever someone's confirmed, there's an oath that's done for them to officially be in their position, so that's what we're doing right now.
If I may, just
because you're FYAs and you're not allowed to like ask questions, like if you ever like confront people, you can also participate in the discussion as well.
Well, she's a great.
Okay.
That was already said.
No,
I had a picture, but
you got it.
Alright guys, we're having a confirmation. So I state your name. Do solemnly affirm. That I will faithfully execute. The office of Speaker of the Senate. Secretary of the Senate. Of the UMBC Student Government Association. And will to the best of my ability. Promote and defend. The interests and well-being. Of UMBC's undergraduate students. So E, since Candace isn't here, what's the next step?
Is she eligible?
I can pretend to be
She
Candace.
is eligible because
Yeah.
I asked her a while ago, but
I would
Yeah.
I think she
say
can just hold off until.
I would say she would have to meet
Yeah,
with Candace
thanks.
herself, yeah. I will tell Candace, I'll just come meet with me. I'll get her contact information, make sure that she meets with Candace.
So she can start. I mean, she's on this.
Yeah, you look fun.
Alright guys, we're going on to our next item on the agenda, Senator updates. So, before we get into this, since we have so much more time than we normally do, I just would love to you guys to just really use this as a time to get deeper into your initiative updates, and if you have any questions, like now's the time we can hash it out. Yes, hi. Yes, you may.
Would someone like to volunteer to do the secretary?
I mean, she technically can't start.
She can
Yeah, but you can
She
volunteer.
can volunteer, yes. Would you like to volunteer?
You're on board.
Yeah, you don't have.
Kai, you teach her how to do it. Kai, teach her how to do it.
He said I'm fine today. He's a pro now.
Alright, who wants to give an update first?
Well, Goy, I think you were trying to say this since we have more time for initiative updates and we can get a little bit more to discussion, like suggestions and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
I can do it. So if we go here, initiatives down to community business student discounts. This is Mershad's initiative and I just created the webpage for it. So right here, we just have, it's a Google sheet that's embedded on here. And right now, I don't know why it's blank, but it's the name, the discount, and the address. And what I hope to do eventually is to have the transit route and additional notes that to make sure it's more accessible for students. And the idea is that this is going to be an ever-growing list. So if anyone wants to join Mershad's initiative, he can probably speak more about it since people. Yeah, I'll do it afterwards. Go ahead.
But yeah, I just wanted to know that if you ever want to find this, just go to the SGA website, initiatives, and then there's some other things that we have here too.
I have a question. So, is there any way, because like I'm trying to think of like the odds of like undergraduate students actually like going through SGA's website, and I know a lot of times there are pamphlets that are like left out on the front desk of the residential halls, and a lot of times you can pick those up. So, and I know it's like supposed to be an ever-growing list, but it's like I feel like maybe something like more tangible would probably draw students.
Maybe we'll just do a link.
There, excuse me.
I was just gonna say, going off of something that ever growing was?
Like, since it's updated, but yeah, SGA has the found.
I don't know, I'm kind of with you. Like, I think when you have, like, I feel like when you get a link, you like pick up the paper and then you like look at it and like throw it away.
We do like the highlights and then a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also the quarter card steps on hobbies. You know, you can put like stuff there too, but just like finding a way to where students don't have to put in any effort. It's just kind of in front of their face.
Is there any way we could get it on those TVs and conferences?
Is this for, are you talking about the discounts?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go with all that.
Alright, well, hold on, he died, he has something to add, and then he'll swear.
I just had like a recommendation of like, maybe like if we do the brochure, like put like the places or like the most, like the biggest discounts or like the most popular spots and then put like and more at discount. They can see like some of them but not all of them since it is like gonna be updated throughout the year.
And then do we like how it's grouped by, it's just alphabet order, do we want it to be grouped by like transit route, or like if it's our views versus Kingsville, or what is the idea of grouping?
Yeah, I like that.
That's the alphabetical spot.
Rashad, you saw my,
Julie, say something.
the little pamphlet that I sent.
Yeah.
I just spoke about how you want to group. I was wondering if you could group into like categories. Does that make sense? Like say like, oh, the eateries are in a certain category. Or, like I don't know, cosmetic shops or whatever in a certain category. Just or like have maybe like a filter system. Like
I think we could do a
filter
filter
find
system.
something.
Are you recently done with your center? Okay. Alright, to answer your questions, Department of Communication started up today, and I went to their meeting at 3 hour and I told them what to do with the list. And they're gonna have that in a pamphlet hopefully by a graphic interactive pamphlet to give out to students and all that, hopefully by November 3rd. And I'm hoping to have that, being in front of the CLC, CIC, whatever that is, CIC in the residential halls at the November 13th general body meeting. And the digital version, again, I emailed Collier, still no response, which is kind of upsetting, but once he responds, we'll try to get that interactive pamphlet that Department of Communications made and put that on my UMBC for students to have permanent access to it. But yes.
I was gonna ask if you contacted those people who created the Beyond Campus pamphlet.
The Beyond Campus pamphlet?
Yeah, with all the different discounts and restaurants on there, because then you guys could combine or maybe partner with, because then that'd be two different campuses kind of doing the same thing.
So Brenda emailed, I think, Marie and Anna, I don't know what their last names are. But anyways, they're like the people that work on off-campus relationships. And what they said is that, this pamphlet that you have yourself is great. Just, put that into a pamphlet and hand it out to the student body. But I still haven't contacted them. I just use that as a reference to what the pamphlet would look like for, the students.
So there'll be no collaboration? Is it gonna be just two
No,
different things?
yeah, because most of that, like, some of the stuff that I have is not on there. There's like.
Jared?
I have a question specifically about the Papa John's deal.
Yeah.
Is that like $8 one topping large? Is it real?
Yes.
Is that active right now?
I think so. Yeah. I think if you call them and ask them.
That's cheap.
What do you mean?
If you say you are UBC.
Yeah.
You can always just say, oh, I'm buying it for a club.
I mean, I don't know if they give that same discount to the university. Like, I think the university still pays full price. But that's
Shouldn't the university be cheaper?
Huh?
Cause like high school, it was like cheaper than $7 for pizza.
For Papa John's.
So this is just
Most
this is a student discount. It's not like an event discount.
Yeah.
Piece of the week.
Raise my hand down.
Yes.
Are you generally done, or are you still like meeting with businesses trying to find more?
So this is everyone that got back to me. I'm still waiting on people to get back to me, but some of them haven't. I'm gonna put this out first, you know, get the general interest, and if there's any more businesses that are interested, add it to the list. Yes. Or you had a question first, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, I'm sure maybe you have I'm sure you may have already contacted them. Have you like talked to your Abuse Business Association?
Abuse Business Association, I think that's Lisa, Anna, I'm not sure what the names are, the last names are.
So
But
Lisa-
yeah.
Lisa Atkins, is that her name?
I think so. Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
time,
Lisa Atkins.
next time I'm down by that area, I might just go and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Let me get your business card.
Oh, you know my business card?
I'll get it.
Yes, yes.
I'll just wait till mine.
Any questions? Alright, so that was the first one, for the first part of the initiative. Now, the second part of the initiative is that the lists are up, this is all we can do, this is all the businesses can do as of now. Now, how do we get the students out? So I talked to Shaish, the person that was, you know, appointed the video edit person. I talked to them, and hopefully I'm gonna start, you know, taking videos of the, you know, the weekly vlogs of taking a random student from UMBC, taking them go to business, do a little vlog, and be like, oh hey, we're, you know, haircutting's on today, and we're gonna get $12 haircuts. You know, yeah.
We'll get this directly intersects with my initiative, because that's like one of my initiatives too.
YouTube channel?
So, no, not YouTube channel, but like getting students out to Arbutus,
Oh yeah.
right? And I was talking to B today, and you know a lot of the businesses in Arbutus, right? So, what are the best places to eat in Arbutus? Because all the time you have students that complain about like the food options on campus, and now there's going to be a 12-minute shuttle into Arbutus, so if we can like market hard on like good lunch spots,
Yeah.
then you can get students that are be like, oh, I don't want to wait in line at Chick-fil-A, I'll go to this place in Arbutus. So are there like solid like
There's
lunch
a
places?
lot
or-
of solid places. So through this initiative, I actually found my new favorite restaurant. I'm gonna plug them in because they're amazing. Pizza 76. Their prices are amazing. They give really, really good food. And you know, this could only be expressed in that YouTube channel I'm saying, right? I'm gonna go out with the students and be like, oh yeah, today we're going to Pizza 76 and we're gonna get this meal, and you know, just record the whole thing. Put it on my UMBC for people to see. And that way we're doing two goals that we have this year, right? Get students out to Arbutus, increase SGA visibility. That's literally killing two birds with one stone.
Wait, but so what else? So there's Pizza 76.
Oh, are you just looking for my recommendations?
Well, like what are like
Pizza's really
I like
good.
like
rate
where
them out of
students
5
want to go?
balls.
What's really good?
Pizza.
Well, that's in Kingsville. So it's like, it's a good
I mean, there's a lot of places
Tasty.
in Arbutus. I don't want to like plug some of them and not plug the other ones right now on a live stream, but we can. Tasty.
So it seems like what is happening here is that I think once you start like forming, like making this YouTube channel and getting, I guess, more engagement. I was thinking that maybe you could construct like some sort of poll. People will know what their favorite business unless they go. So I guess we'd see after you make this YouTube channel. So we can't really answer that.
It's like, are there well-known places?
So no, like literally.
Yeah, I think that you have to like start with anything.
Yeah, you have
So
to
there's
start.
so there's nowhere that's like a name you recognize. Like there's no McDonald's. There's no like of course there's no McDonald's, but there's no like recognizable names besides like Papa John's and Domino's.
No, these are all small businesses. Some of them are out the cut. Like you really have to like find the 76 to find it. But the food is amazing, the service is amazing, the price is so cheap. Again, it's $5.50 for a large burger that they cook. It's not a McDonald's burger. It's literally a large patty, a large fries, and a drink. And they just do a discount as well. So, you know, there's many places like that in Honolulu, but students don't know about it. Right?
Where is this?
70, yo.
We can each
Yo,
try
this
these
is what we need to
places.
plug.
right?
That's not, we don't
Yeah,
even
I got an
need
idea.
a deal track.
Yeah, hold on.
Like that's what students want.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Hidayah and then Jose.
Oh, I was wondering, is like a YouTube channel like the best approach to this one?
Pardon?
Is a YouTube channel the best approach? So
I
feel like
think, in that way, It's literally, actually, this is killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
I just
Actually,
find other social media would be better, cause like when I'm watching
You do both.
YouTube, I'm like binge watching, or like I just like get so deep into YouTube. I'm not gonna be watching like SGA, UMBC, like
But
right
here's
now
the
I'm like
thing.
watching.
I have plans to make the videos entertaining enough for, students to continue watching it. Honestly, when I go to YouTube, I watch carpool karaoke until midnight every night before I go to sleep. So I'm trying to do like that sort of thing, entertainment, because I feel like I can provide that type of entertainment. And then this would, 1, bring students out, 2, increase SGA visibility, and then once the YouTube channel has a fan base, live streams would also get more visibility. People will start watching the live streams and all that.
I think
Three
if you
stones.
can get like a big audience to watch it, it would be good. But like who will like edit these videos? Cause I feel like the videographers we hired, like I think we said like experience wasn't like a big requirement. Like they could use their phone. So like who would edit the videos?
I mean, the thing is, that's their job is to create this content, so they would be the ones to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna maybe go out on a Wednesday night, take the videos with my phone, send all that footage to Shage and have him do the rest of the job. Yeah.
Oh, so wait, did you know something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, glad you mentioned that, because I feel like, why don't we just set a date, this week, and you already have access to social media, just make a story by story. Oh, here we're at the 786, come get your $5 burger, and then we all have a Snapchat
I mean, not pretending.
I mean, for real though, yeah.
If it's good.
If it's good. But I feel like, why don't we just do it already? Let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I was
What,
gonna
you wanna
start
get
next
lunch?
week. I was gonna start next week
Let's get lunch.
because it's really hectic this week. But I was also hoping to 1 week take the students out of different backgrounds, different organizations. One day take an athlete, they can plug it on their social media and have the athlete audience.
Yeah.
It's SGA.
Just kidding.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Adopt this realization.
What?
Yeah.
She was not with it.
One day take someone from a sorority, one day take someone from, I don't know, culture club.
It's a really
You
good
should-
idea.
You should start like a
Wait, sorry,
series.
see that? So Boomy, and then, Boomy, Sean, Reese, and then.
Oh dang.
Yes.
I was just gonna say basically what Josue said, that we should definitely utilize Instagram because it's quicker, faster. You can edit videos really quickly on your phone. You don't have to wait for someone else to, edit them. And also, just so it's not Rashad's face every time. It's a great face, right? But just so it's diverse people on the Instagram, and then we can also get, I guess, honest reviews from different people with different taste buds and different things. Like, burgers, I guess, right? You just said. So, are you vegetarian? Well, some other kind of food that she might like. So that's quicker, right? But we can also do YouTube. I'm just saying, a quicker turnaround time for different things. Because today maybe I might be searching for somewhere to eat, and I can just go on our page if we all plug each other's pages and find something to eat through that.
So I thought the advertisement could be through Instagram, just because you can plug Instagram into my UMBC as easily as you can plug YouTube, because YouTube has a much more stable algorithm for desktop and all that. So once you access it on a computer, it's easier to go on YouTube than it is to go on Instagram. So that's why I was hoping to do it on YouTube. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do both. You can do a YouTube video and then plug it onto Instagram as advertisement. And it doesn't have to be my face every time. Someone else could host it another day. 1 week I would go, maybe another week Jose would go with one of his friends. Go around our videos. It doesn't even have to be food places only. I know Pottery Cove would be more than, how do I say this? More than glad, more than happy to. More than welcome to.
Yeah. Alright, so before we continue, we can have Sean, then Reese, then Jared. Do you have anything to add, Sean?
I was going to suggest the UMBC Life Instagram account. They do takeovers by different people from different student organizations. So you could request to be part of a takeover, and then just don't let people even in our views for UMBC Life, but SGA as well.
So actually comes from UMBC Life. You know, when I was talking to Jack, I would take a randomized student every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically like UMBC Life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it once to like get it out there.
Yeah, just to get it out, just to plug it in.
And then I was gonna say that it's going to be hard to get people onto YouTube because that's just another platform where we don't have a following. Like even our Instagram, it doesn't really have that much of a following. So I think that one of our priorities should not be to build up all at once, but maybe one as a priority, like Instagram as a priority. Just because that's a little bit, I think that stories, like the vertical video, just makes it seem more like authentic in a way, whereas like the edited, more long form video may be like harder for some students, like they would have to go out of their way to go as, whereas like they would chance upon our Instagram content and be like, oh wow, like let me look more.
Again, I don't see a reason why we can't.
Yeah, we can do like highlights.
Yeah, we can't do both. I think the fact that we're taking a different student from a different background every week, it would increase our visibility, you know, by a factor of whatever it is, because you know they have their own friend groups that are their own friend groups, and they could possibly become permanent viewers of the UMBC channel. You know? Yes, Joe.
So has anyone suggested like, so I know we suggest the pamphlet of all like meeting places, but has anyone suggested just a flyer just centered around food places and arbutus? Because here's the thing, what you can do is you could take, well you get one flyer, right? On that flyer you put all the bus times, right? For like the 12-minute bus, so that students know like this is how quick they can be and like get back on campus in time, right? And then you have all like the different options of like food places that are really good, and next to that you have the student discount on top of it, right? So it's all in one place, centralized, where it's like and you can mark it around like, oh, you don't like the UMBC campus food options, here's our UDIS options, right?
And where would this go?
Oh, you just all the students, yeah. And then just find the flyers, like everything's in one place, you know, and then it's just easy.
Like the whole list?
Not the whole list, just like the market, like the food places that are like the best deals or like the best places to eat, you know? Like where would people want to go?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't have anything to say now.
I was gonna say, I love this. I just want to hear like hard dates. Like when
dates?
like yeah, like when is this gonna be started? Or with that thing, like when do you wanna have it done?
So, Rashad, just meet up, make it. Oh.
Alright, by when?
Make what?
Next Friday?
We make a
So here's the thing, the Department of Communications is already in the process of making that flyer or that pamphlet. You can call them.
Are they really?
Text Andrew and be like, hey, I want to add that to the bus routes.
So comms is making a flyer.
Comes in the process of making that right now. We can outreach to them and be like,
But do they have one centered specifically around food?
oh, we're just doing food.
So this would be like a flyer that's specifically
So it's that
marketed
flyer.
toward giving people other food options outside of UMBC campus.
Huh.
It's like, you don't want, it's like, yeah, so it would just be like food options with the best food deals.
Okay.
You know, it's not just like all the discounts.
It doesn't
It's
have
like-
to be discounted. Right?
It's like a specific market toward that interest.
That sounds like a second initiative.
Well, I mean, it's just a flyer, it's not an initiative.
No, because it wouldn't just be like the businesses that do discounts, it'd be all the businesses, right?
Oh, no, it would just be like the best, it would just be like, here's a couple, it's just like, here's some appealing options, right? Like,
But the thing
just
is,
the
like,
best.
figuring out
I think that's very
what
subjective.
those appealing options
Yeah.
are yet. We don't know because no one knows about the businesses yet.
That's what I'm saying. So I
We
think
have to figure out a way to do that. So, like, it's just the idea. It's the idea. I don't know.
No, I really like your idea. I think it's a great idea to have like a pamphlet that shows all the places that do food that are not on campus.
No, I don't want all the places. That's too much.
You just want the good places.
Just the good ones.
Alright, so I will follow up next meeting. They made that yet or no?
With comms?
Yeah, so next, will they have it done by next?
So I told comms to have everything done. So I talked to comms today. They're doing this pamphlet, but they're also doing the flyers, the banners, the posters, and all the items for the general body meeting on November 13th. So they have a lot on their hands now, and it's only 3, editors, graphic designers. So I gave them the deadline, which I wasn't supposed to, but we're kind of backed up. and I told him to possibly have everything ready by November 3rd, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay. One more comment and then we can wrap this up. Anyone have anything else to add? Yes.
I have a question, in regards to how you said you have a different student each week on the channel. So how would you be getting those students? Like, would you send out a sign-up sheet to volunteer to be on like the channel or something like that? Like, what would that look like?
So first, I would first start with, you know, the different people that I work with, and it doesn't have to be my friends, it could be any of your friends. If any of you guys are, you know, interested in doing it, tell me, we'll go together. But, you know, I would first start with a few athlete friends that I have, and then maybe move on to cultural clubs, and then maybe a commuter student.
So it wouldn't be randomized?
At first it wouldn't. And then once we went through all the different ones, then it would do like, you know, some randomized. I would like contact athletics and be like, hey, we're doing this initiative. Are there any students that are interested in coming with me and doing this or not? Basically, not trying to like reach out to different departments and be like, hey, do you want to volunteer any students to do this initiative? Yeah.
Great. I wrote down some of the suggestions, so I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
So, anyone have any initiative updates?
Yeah, so you guys know how I'm trying to schedule multiple group photo shoots for the different branches that we have in SGA, and I'm pretty sure you guys got the invitation that we sent out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it out tonight.
Okay, well, just expect an invitation from me, like, on the 20th of October, 20th of October, which is a Sunday, from like 1 to 5 p.m. We're gonna be working with the photographers, and then I think we're probably gonna end up just doing individual pictures that day because I think one of us isn't available that time, so we might have. Yeah, but I don't know if we could possibly schedule like another time for a group besides that. So, I guess, what does everyone's availability look like? Preferably like on the weekend, because I'm like, what I had envisioned was us taking a group picture like in front of or around the library pond because the scenery is really pretty.
Did we pick a theme?
No, I didn't pick a theme. You can pick a theme now too. Yeah. But I guess what's everyone's availability for sometime this weekend?
I was just going to remind everybody that me, Josue, Kai, and Reese will not be here this weekend.
When do you guys leave?
They're going
Thursday night.
conference.
What conferences?
It's
Reimagining
America.
No, it's Imagine.
It's in New Mexico.
So we can't do it.
Can we do it this week? Like,
Wait, B, what did you have to say?
Is your photographer available on Sundays usually?
Yeah, one of them is available on Fridays and the other one is also available on Sundays.
Okay, with that being said, is there a Sunday where everyone's just available? And then go from there.
Okay. So I guess we can push it back another week.
I mean,
Sunday.
couldn't we just do everyone who is available individual on Sunday? And
Yeah, I
then-
guess we could do that.
And then
the group
the day of the
Will
group,
be when
me,
they're
Reese,
doing their individual ones.
yeah, everybody else.
So are you planning on doing it this Sunday?
Yeah, this coming Sunday, individual pictures for those who are available, and then the next Sunday, individual pictures for those who weren't available, and then also group. And then that way we can, I guess, get it out on the different, like on Instagram, and also, there's also a sign in the, what's it called? I forgot, but it says meet your SGA members or senators. So, I I guess we could have like maybe an SGA senator of the week, and then have their picture up with different fun facts and their initiative and name, major, all that stuff. That way people can really get to like see who's like on the board. So.
That's a good idea. Do you even have any suggestions, concerns?
Y'all definitely need to talk about what is the theme, or what is it that y'all are gonna wear that's uniform for these pictures?
I mean, there's SGA shirts in the office. We could all just make one of those.
Yeah.
Wear those.
What is everyone's feelings about that?
Raise your hand if you think SJ shirts are a good idea. Raise your hand if you'd like another option. For those of you who did vote, why? Okay. So, for those of you who feel like there should be another option, any suggestions? It's like, not really, gosh, what were you envisioning?
I mean, I just wasn't picturing SGA shirts, because I feel like, something professional.
Like nice pictures? Like
Yeah, it could be like, I mean, I was even thinking of like maybe like professional looking clothes, because like, given the different photo shoots that I've seen, I think I saw, so we have a club called Nesby, and they did their pictures where I think it was like, they all were wearing like suits. It was just some type of like fun theme, like, but I mean, given the fact that like, we're supposed to represent SGA, I don't know, SGA shirts sounds like the safer method to stick to, safer. Okay, so if y'all were to do professional attire, do y'all have name tags?
Yes, we should.
We do,
Yes.
Yes, Michelle?
I think considering the fact that it's going to be a photo shoot for 50 people, I think it's much easier to go with a resource that's nearby and already ready to use, such as an SGA shirt. And also, I'm really down for the uniform look because I think, all of us wearing the same thing, shows unity and the fact that, we have our stuff together. That type of thing. You know what I mean?
So are you saying that you don't mind either way? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
saying I'm for SGA shirts. Yeah, because it's more casual, it's less intimidating. And those are students wearing a SGA shirt for talking, just t-shirt.
Karen.
When we just like wear jeans or like what we wear, like, it wouldn't be all of us like together in one photo, right? It would just be each branch or sub-branch. Oh, it's all of us off, like the whole entire SGA?
No, I don't think we could schedule that, because everyone has like really different schedules. So I was thinking like the FYAs would have their group photo shoots and individual pictures, and then Senate, and then finance support. So, and then also the executive branch. Because I feel like it would be hard to get all of us in one place. And then plus like the picture, like for like them to really see our faces, and like a picture with that many people. So I feel like it would be kind of like compartmentalized.
And if we all use SGA shirts, then we would be using all of the SGA shirts that we have, right? That wouldn't be.
Everyone should have a shirt by now.
I don't.
Oh, no.
Should have a shirt by now.
I mean, I don't want one, so I don't have one. No, like, I don't. Do you understand? Like,
No, I get what you're saying.
didn't want.
But I don't think we'd use all the shirts. But I understand, like, if you don't have one now, you take one, but I think we have a good amount.
For the entire SGA to wear.
Yes.
I mean, I don't particularly like that idea, but if that's the easiest, then fine. I would say that we could wear black or black and white. It's something that we all have. Like, we don't have. I don't know if the SGA shirts looks less intimidating, to be honest. I would think that it would look more, because we're all wearing the same shirt, like something more individual, like our own style would be that less intimidating and more relatable to me.
Speaking for that, what about just general UMBC attire, like anything that has the UMBC on it? Instead of just like specific, like just UMBC.
don't know what to call those things, but you know how people, okay, let's say if we had those letters like SGA and somebody was holding SGA like in the front or something, then that's showing like we're all SGA. Like that's a way to incorporate the words SGA into our shoe.
So they're having props like.
I don't know what that thing is called. You know what it's called? You know how like a baby does like a baby photo shoot and it says baby in like those 3D letters?
Yeah, the balloon ones or like the hold on?
Like the blocks type of looking thing. Like we could have that in our photo, like maybe on the ground, or if 3 of us are just holding SGA, like I don't really like the shirt idea, but if everyone likes it, then so we should just decide, I guess now, like what we're all doing.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I like the black and white professional idea. They can wear a name tag.
So it seems like we're more for the casual look, not as much for people. We're more for casual, is that right? Like people aren't leaning towards like business attire. Is that my sense?
You don't have to wear business attire. Like it can be black and white, but not like.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like it doesn't have to be formal. Like we're trying to go casual.
But cute, yeah.
Yes, Kat.
What about middle ground, business casual?
Yes, Kat.
Just nice shirts.
Should be black and yellow, so black and white.
I was thinking about maybe different shades of like black
Just
and
because we're
gold.
UBC.
And then like it doesn't necessarily have to like say SGA on it, and maybe we could go with the props idea. So like, you know, I guess wearing school colors and then having the big SGA thing. So it's like it kind of shows individualism, but then also like we're still representing UMBC because we have the color.
For the pictures on Sunday, where is the meeting location going to be at, Collectree?
The library.
Yeah,
What time?
1 o'clock.
1 to 5.
Yeah, I mean it's just like a big block of time, and it's just individual pictures.
Okay.
So Library Pond. Alright, I'm sending the link, the invite, the calendar invite to y'all right now. If you want to receive it, let me know. And then obviously if you can't go, just put no on it.
Is it just for Senate, this fee?
Yeah, just for Senate.
Okay.
I think the other, what's it called? Like Joshua, I think he's working on trying to see if he can schedule something with you guys this weekend. I mean, on Friday when you guys have your meeting. So I guess just look out for that because he was trying to collaborate with the photographers.
Yes, for sure.
Are you also extending this to, I know you talked about finance for.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can go to their meeting tomorrow and
Mhm.
probably make an announcement or something and see.
What about DEPCOM Executive Council, Department of Special Projects, all that?
I don't know how that works. Like, how is that set up? Like, because I think I heard that they meet. Isn't there one group that meets only for certain things? For is it executive council?
But before we start talking about something else, so did we all agree on the black and gold no shirts? Just like wearing black and gold colored outfits? Is that the consensus?
That's gonna be
So I don't really have any gold.
Yeah.
Or
That's why I said black and white.
Sorry, black and yellow or.
Maybe like mustard yellow or something.
I don't have any yellow.
Do you have black and white?
I have white.
Black and white or black or something.
I guess you could do black with yellow accents.
How
If you
about
want to be snappy.
I have a gold tie clip.
So wait,
I can't.
so wait, raise your hand if you're okay with the black with a bit of yellow if you have that. Okay, you can just wear black.
Black and white.
Alright.
You said black and white.
The new UBC shirts.
No, you see.
But we'll have a sign.
And also wear your name tag. So,
Yeah, I agree. That was good.
name tag. Awesome. Sorry, were you guys talking about something else?
So some are extending the, picturing rights to also the Department of Communication, Executive Council, Executive Branch members, as well as finance groups.
a good idea. I think we should talk to Brenda about that first.
So how many more senator updates do we have?
Not a very
I'm just trying to gauge time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Karen, you say Evan?
Yeah, just like so today I went to a meeting with the sustainability assistant director with about like two other student orgs. We kind of just like brought our ideas together. We didn't like discuss too much. We kind of just like focused in on that. But yeah, that's just an idea. Like so, starting to work on that and like talking with other orgs about that.
Respect.
So, we met with David and Romy last week, Tuesday, to kind of discuss a little bit more about having like, leadership development and how to bring that into Senate. We established a hard date of November 4th, right? It's gonna be a Monday. What we plan on doing is actually after we kind of finish some of the live stream stuff, we'll actually end and then we'll go to like somewhere private and we'll kind of have like a sort of like a leadership development kind of thing going on together. I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to hear like what your thoughts are. What do you want to engage in? A part of it is going to be kind of thinking about how your initiatives actually connect with, I guess like your goals and how do you want to how do you want to be as a leader and stuff like that. And the whole purpose of this is to kind of help you come out of this whole Senate experience like feeling much more fulfilled. That instead of looking at the things you've done, you also look at how you've grown as a person and stuff like that. And so, thoughts, ideas, things like that. What would you like to see?
Do you guys like this idea? Just for the
Yeah, do you like this idea, first of all?
You
You
don't
don't?
like the
Okay.
It's mandatory?
Yeah.
So, basically what I'm hearing, like a leadership seminar?
It's like I don't want to use that word seminar because I feel like there's so much like negative, boring weight to it. It's like a leadership development thing where we're gonna be kind of like connecting each other's stories and like it's almost relationship building as well in a lot of ways.
I like that.
Mr. Chair?
What if we did it for like one of our final meetings?
Yeah.
We could do that, but that's I guess what we're trying to
So we want
have.
to make it applicable to what is happening.
Yeah, what is happening now as well, and like
Well, then
since it's
how's their like growth as a person? So,
because there will be other ones like
Yeah,
later
it's
on,
not-
kind of like help you gauge your progress and where you are and stuff like that. Oh, you feel it.
I like the idea. It's just
Yeah, I'm
it's like kind of Reese's break down. It's mandatory.
So how would you then give me an attractive idea to you? Like how would you make it attractive to yourself?
Maybe we're done.
No, you go out first.
Yeah.
Good food
There will be food. That's something that I'm working on.
and no more than an hour.
Oh yeah, it won't
That's
be
also
more
something
than
that we were talking about too. The whole point is because we want to move it to a space that isn't industry necessarily to make it less informal, less formal. And so we don't want to keep you guys there. It's not like lecture. We're here to like build what we have here at Senate so it can be applied outside of this room as well. Sorry, Michelle. You can go.
Oh yeah. I don't know about the whole leadership seminar thing, but I do like the idea of bonding. You know, getting to know more about each other and how their minds operate and all that. But again, I don't know the whole thing about doing little leadership activities and all that.
I mean that's what we're like discussing. It's like figure out what do you want, like you know, like 'cause that way you're much more willing to be there and want to like be present as well. Reese, I don't know if you want to like share maybe like ideas or something like that. Would you? Or you just don't
I
want
just don't like leadership development in general.
Yeah, that's something I want.
I have something.
Is this just gonna be like an internal Senate thing, or like
Yeah, it's gonna be
with the
internal.
FYAs and stuff?
I mean, yeah, it'd be great if they see themselves as, like running for Senate. It'd be really great. Yeah.
So we can talk more about this later. I think so. What we're gonna do is like we're gonna have one regardless, and then see how that goes. And then if it's something that's productive, then we can keep doing it. If it's not, then we don't have to keep doing it. It's just an idea that Josue and I had that we thought would be beneficial. Any other SGC updates?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I had another issue with it. So something I had mentioned last week was trying to work with Retriever Essentials to do some sort of like food drive, especially around Thanksgiving time, because I don't know if you know the statistics, like about like half students have reported some sort of food insecurity on campus. That's self-reported as well. So obviously there's like a need, so we were like kind of like trying to figure out like how can we as SGA work with like the resources already on campus to help meet that need. Today I met with, and this is something Kalechi is also coming alongside and we're going to be working together on. Today I met with two people with Retriever Essentials. One of them happens to be my TA. Kind of got a little bit more into the details. Turns out they're actually doing a ton of things already, like a lot of events coming up. And so I'm thinking instead, just kind of maybe set aside the food drive thing and kind of see how we as SGA can come alongside and help promote and work with them. Because I feel like that'd be much more efficient use of resources. One of the main things that they really wanted to work at was kind of removing a lot of the stigma with like food insecurity and like how it's such a weird topic to talk about, and how can we kind of start moving the culture at UMBC towards making that much more easier to engage with. We were talking about like promoting and like setting up materials. They already have some materials, but kind of thinking about how we can help with that. They have two main events coming up. They have an event on November 30th with DOSA. I forgot what DOSA stands for. Yeah, Department of Student Affairs. It's gonna be kind of like a big potluck thing. They were talking about how they wanted to have like SGA people that come in and also help with that, even like volunteer and helping like actually move a lot of the food items that they receive. A cool thing that they told me they did before, which I thought was really funny, they did this thing called Cans and Dance or something like that. And so what it was is they actually rented out the entire game room, that place. And what it was like they made this huge Zumba party where you brought in like your cans of food, and they actually did like these like fun like dancing exercises with the cans of food and stuff like that. And they actually got a lot of like, they said they really filled it up, and a lot of people actually brought food, and it was really great. Another event that they're doing, it's called Home for the Holidays. It's on the Monday of Thanksgiving week. It's supposed to be an event for the students who cannot afford to go back home during the holiday season. And it's going to be sort of like a kind of more intimate, like family event kind of feeling. They're thinking about either having in the apartment center or actually in Okamoka, off campus. I wanted to suggest to them even maybe doing the skylight. But they're also thinking about like how to have people come in and help like with cooking and preparing and like meeting with like the students and just helping create like an environment and stuff like that. Another thing I did want to point out, they had this long-term goal of eventually moving into the rack and kind of using that space to kind of begin developing temporary housing for students who actually are have oh my gosh, who don't have like home, like they're homeless, because a lot of students actually experience homelessness, and also kind of creating a space for like their ongoing developmental like resources, in the sense of like you might have other issues along with like dealing with homelessness, and how do you bring in like other resources and help you slowly get back on your feet, stuff like that, while you can still be a successful student on campus and stuff like that. And it felt like a community meeting. I'm not even gonna lie, 'cause they were like really telling me a lot. But the main things I wanted to point out is that they really want help with promotion of destigmatization. And then they're gonna send me more details about some of the events and how we can like work with that and like make it much bigger and better. So I just want to put that out there.
As far as promotion goes, are they collaborating with other boards?
Yeah, so they already made a commercial video with Common Vision. They're trying to make another video.
Like student org?
Student org specifically. That's one of the reasons why they were like happy to like kind of see me. They want to get much more student support, because at the moment a lot of the support is actually at the faculty level in a lot of ways. They have done stuff with like Greek life, for example. They had I forgot what event. Would y'all know?
What is this again?
They had like some sort of food driving event. Like I forgot which Greek.
Oh, I think Lambda Chi Alpha is the one that.
Yeah, that might have been it.
So.
So they've done some things with student orgs, but they obviously want to be much more involved, like with students on campus and how to bring them into this.
That's one great way is just to reach out to student orgs. I know that there's SWSA, which is the Student Association. Like they love to do things like that. So and I know during the holiday season, people are looking for food drives and things to give back. So if you just reach out, if they just reach out to different, maybe all the orgs, I don't know, send out a mass email to people to see who responds, then they can get a lot of promotion through that.
Definitely, I'll bring that up. Awesome.
Just, I want to amend the agenda. A motion to amend the agenda. Yes, motion to amend the agenda just to give more time for sender updates. So I do have an SGC update, but the timing is a bit off. Because I added office hours before everyone came, so I was talking to Reese, and I didn't change the time, and now we're running out of time. It's like 10 more minutes. I mean, does anyone else have an SG update? Because I had one this morning. That's fine. Alright.
Do you want to say something?
I was just gonna ask if you talk to them about possibly, because you said they're doing a lot of events, right? So I'm assuming they probably have like food drives that they're planning on doing. Did you talk to them about potentially adding like a raffle type of thing, like where if you donate a can, you automatically get put into a raffle?
Yeah. No, I did mention that. They definitely want to do it.
Okay.
I think he's just trying to figure out where to fit it in. I think that's like the conversation we've got right now. Like, where do you fit it in? And I'm thinking best is probably fit it in with the home for the holidays thing. Kind of like doing it with that.
Isn't there a lot of great area with raffles?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna meet with Brendan tomorrow.
Any more suggestions? I'll play this. So can I motion to amend the agenda? Okay. Then add 10 more minutes. All those in favor?
Community discussion.
Yes.
We need 5 minutes instead.
We also have officer update. So 5 minutes for me to talk about my SGC and then 5 minutes for officer update.
So we still only do 5 minutes. But I don't know if anyone wants to do 10.
I don't want to do this.
All those in favor of doing 10? Sorry, Jared.
Democracy stops.
Any more SGC updates? No? Okay, I'll talk about any more initiative updates? No, I'll talk about my SGC update. So I went to Student Health Council and Advisory Committee this morning, and they were just talking about future plans for the new counseling center. So I don't know if you all know the new building, and they're going to be moved to that new building. And they were talking about portal. They're talking about moving different places. So do you guys know what the Mind Spot is? Yeah. So they're talking about moving it somewhere else.
It's a spot in the counseling center where you can go and they have like
one in the library.
They have guided meditations, free tea, like connect sand, stuff to play with, to just chill out. It's for free. Anyone can go there.
They also talked about setting up a student portal where you can get in contact with your healthcare provider, get info on healthcare, and they want to get that done by the spring. They also want it to be used for both healthcare and counseling. And so they're trying to, the name of the website would be My Retriever Care. And they're also incorporating domestic and relationship abuse into their screening now. So whenever you go, there's like a survey that you fill out, and then big thing, or like a debate, not even a debate, but like a conversation we were having during the meeting was whether or not they wanted to have like 2 separate waiting room areas, so one for like people who want for counseling and one for who want like health care needs. And so a big thing that people were talking about was like the stigma between like if there's another separate waiting room for people going to counseling, people don't want to feel like they're like in a place where they're being watched, but also is it better to have 2 separate rooms or is it better to have 1 room? So that's just a question that I'm throwing out there because that was a big topic of discussion.
Are you asking us right now?
Oh yeah, if you have stuff to say, please help me, because they were talking about that for a long time. Yeah, Michelle.
I think since there's different needs, it's better to separate. Yeah.
I agree with that. I also feel like the keeping on like 1 room could like eliminate the stigma of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like all healthcare.
So you guys think it's better to keep it 1 room?
I agree with her, because if you separate, then you know who's going where for what. I mean, not for what exactly is it, but you know, if that person needs counseling, that person needs, I don't know, some kind of help, some other type of healthcare and stuff that does, stigmatize or could stigmatize.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same way, but a lot of people were like, no, we need to be separate, so it's not like you're getting there for a flu shot for someone who's going there for like anxiety counseling. So I think it's better to keep it in 1 room.
Because you're called to the back regardless, right?
Yeah.
So it should be the same room. Yeah, they just call your name.
And then, yeah.
I mean, could you do different rooms, but have them in different locations entirely? So
Yeah.
there's like 2 different seminars happening, but no one from one room will ever see anyone from another category. So
Yes,
everyone's
they
there for
could.
the same reason.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was like if I'm going there for some counseling, I have to walk past all the people that are going there for their flu shot.
Is this for the new building?
Mm-hmm.
Is that planning?
The last thing was they are advertising this new app on the App Store. It's a partner. It's called WellTrack. I have cards if anyone wants one. So it's a new online mental health care program that works with ResLife to develop. So it's basically like a way to, like you can take like these like small tests to see like where you are, and they have like some like specialized like depression, anxiety, other things, and they're just really encouraging students to take these exams because what they can, I know that's something else, but they just really encourage people to take it because it kind of like gives you like a track of where you are with certain things, and then you can, it kind of gives you like advice and like steps to move forward if you're really struggling with some things. And then they also have this other thing on their website called ISP, which is under the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it's an online screening for depression and suicide. And they kind of, so if you take it, and then if you're like high risk, they put you on like a category list, but it's anonymous, so they can kind of see like this person is high risk, but they don't know who you are, and then you can like contact them, and then if you want to set up a meeting with the counseling center, you can do that, and then you tell them who you are. So it's all anonymous, but they can see like who's high risk and who's not. That makes sense. So those are all my updates. Anyone else have? Yes.
If they're high risk, they have to like self-report.
So they don't have to. So like, so like a person from the counseling could like, I see this individual high risk, and they can reach out, but they don't know who they are, and the person can decide whether or not they want to communicate with the counseling staff. Yeah.
If they don't know who they are, how do they reach out?
Yeah.
So that wasn't very clear, but I think it might be just like some sort of number system, so they see like user XYZ, but they don't know who that is. They don't know if your name or like your ID. No, they don't use it. It's like a way to make it anonymous. I'm not fully clear about that, so I'll ask more about that next meeting. But they just said that they don't know who you are unless you reveal to them who you are.
But you said that they reach out to them, so.
Yeah, so you take the exam, and then let's say if they don't know who you are, but they like can see like this person did that. They don't know who you are as that person. Like there's probably like a profile name or something like that.
but they can email that person without knowing who they are.
Yeah, the whole point is like, it's anonymous.
So if I'm asking them if they can email that person,
Yeah, because it's like you can see like how it works, like who's like high risk and who's not, based on like someone's results, but you don't know who that is as a student. So,
I'm just lost between like how do they email that person?
so yeah.
That's what I'm lost at.
Alright, then I'll ask one clarification. But basically, what they explained to me
People
was
are
that
gonna want to know how do they know who I am then? How do they get my email or how,
well,
how
no,
do I get
they don't have your email. I'm sure they like communicate through the
through
program,
the
through the
portal?
portal. I'm not entirely sure, so I'll ask them about that. Just because they just explained that they see people who are high risk and they can get in contact with them anonymously. So they don't know who the person they're talking to is, but they can see that that person is high risk. But I'll ask like how that communication process works. Any more questions? Okay. I'm done with my. Do you have questions?
Well, I'm gonna have a slight answer to what you were saying. Like, this is for like the wrong track app, or what was it?
No, it's for the ISP, which is like an online screening for depression and suicide. But do you want to add something on the long track app?
No, nothing such like you're paired up with your school. It like assigns you to your school. You tell them what school you're at. And like, I guess it links to your school, something like that. But not really sure. I just saw it when I went to like the doctor a few days ago for my ankle. I just saw that on one of the boards. So I already started like looking at it.
Yeah, they did tell us that it is a partner with UMBC, so maybe that's part of that. Okay, I'm done with my initiative update. Does anyone have any? So I'm on that SGC update. No? Okay. So we're gonna go into office hours. Yes, please.
Yeah, so I don't know, I don't speak for everyone. My experience has been pretty limited in communication with, in interaction with students, just because in the breezeway, most people have been programmed not to talk to people within the, just like the tables. Most people like will avert eyes, and even if you say something like hello, they'll like look at you and go hi, and they'll just keep on walking. Like even Hostway is a very outgoing person, so he only talks to about 4 people on average in an hour, which feels, it's not a waste of time because we are trying, but to me it just feels like I'm failing somehow. So I've been trying to like come up with ways to engage students, and one way I did that was basically like we have candy in the office, so I was gonna say that for every single thing that someone says to us, like that's unique, like oh I want the transit system to be fast or whatever. But, oh, you get 1 piece of candy for that. And then you could just attract people to the table in that way. Say, oh, if you tell us something that we want, if you can somehow ask a question, have a comment or concern about UMBC or SGA, we'll give you a piece of candy. Just as some way to incentivize them to actually talk to us. I don't know if that seems elementary or not, but.
I think you were first.
I want you to talk first.
No, go
I
ahead.
haven't heard you in a long time.
Yes, I have a question. So whenever y'all been doing SJ hours, has there been any type of incentive on the table for the students?
We've done shirts. I've done buttons and stickers before.
That's about it.
Yeah, the stickers.
Phone stuff. So SJ swag is what's been given out. Okay.
So you're, go ahead.
I was talking to Kalechi about like how dry our table looks when I walk by, because I now walked by you guys today, and then you guys, whatever day, you long boy, you and that guy's name the other day. And I only stopped because I know you guys. Like if I didn't know you guys, I wouldn't have stopped. And I feel like the people who receive your, I guess, service or whatever, those who have like popsicles or ice cream or donuts or things that students actually, give a crap about, and then from there they engage them through there. So I was telling Kalechi that maybe number one, well, I liked y'all's table today. Like it was more appealing than other days because I know on your day it was just a table and then something was on the floor and that was it. And I was like, this is so dry. But I was telling her that like maybe after our pictures that it'll be, if it's you and him again, like y'all's pictures and then your initiative and your year and then your position, like on the big thing, like next to the tables, so that people are more attracted to it, and also have something, I don't know, pizza or coffee or something that people want, you know, for them to stop and then they can engage.
Josue has his hand up.
I was gonna add that I think it's something I was discussing with Reese today. That we tried to do like Sean and Taryn the other day. We have like a little card, where I'm trying to get like sort of like a standardized office hours materials. Where I don't know if you had today, like the mantle and everything, and like the sun and the little like waves that are colorful and stuff like that, as a way of like trying to make it look more prettier, more attractive, like eye-wise. I think it's a good direction to think about like what other materials to get, like, especially like maybe like food and coffee drinks. I think my concern or my question is like how do we schedule that regularly, like for every single week for us to have like coffee or like pizza, stuff like that, consistently enough where it's not become too expensive.
We can talk to Candace about that.
Can I also, and it doesn't always have to be coffee and food, it could be an activity that somebody, like, what do you hate today, or like what's annoying you today at UMBC, maybe have like a whiteboard.
Oh, like at the
Come to
library.
write, just something that will engage them, that's interesting, and not just a black table and then you know.
I see.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, you got
Kai,
it.
and then you have it here.
SGA.
So Kai, Rashad, and then Bean, and that's the end of that.
Has anybody used the any SGA social platform for sounds? Because I think that could like tie in, like increasing their social media while also bring people into the table.
So I think the problem with that is that we don't have an audience right now.
Yeah, but that's one way to get it. Even like just not saying, hey, one
Or like follow us and you get candy or something like that.
want to be a part of the SGA story or like.
Bean, do you have something to add?
Announcement wise?
Okay, so are we done with the
okay.
office hours conference? Or what?
Sorry.
Okay, so you started the last two.
Okay. So again, like not a lot of people come through, but we had a few good people that came through and gave some suggestions. A lot of stuff that I'm hearing from office hours is parking. Like there's a lot of issues around parking. And I know that's $1 million problem, but like, come on, it's a problem.
No, but
What are the ways that we can fix this? This is just a question to ask. I know it's a very big problem and it's very hard to achieve, but it is a very hard problem because people come home at 12 a.m. at night and they can't park. I'm one of those people. I have to literally park on the other side of the circle and then walk back. So how can we fix this?
I know a long term problem, but it's not gonna happen for like 16 months.
yeah, I think that is definitely an important question, but I think that's something that we can't easily do right now. But I think we should like talk about that after.
Can I ask?
Yes, question.
Parking for what? Like what permit are you?
On campus parking, C parking.
The thing is, like, we have enough parking, is that just the proximity?
I have a question.
Hold on, Jared.
I'd like the motion to move into announcements.
Can I ask my question then?
We have to finish the motion.
Oh, I didn't deny it, I don't know.
No one seconded.
Yeah, no one seconded it, so can I have a question?
The motion failed.
I was gonna ask that, like, cause you said like midnight or nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way that C parking can park in A parking lot? Because like, cause A is for commuters, and if we're not here, then
So the only way people can park outside of their own parking time is if it's after 7.
Yeah.
Oh, so then.
And it's 7 a.m. in the morning, so you have to move at 7
You
a.m.
have to move it.
Oh, so that's a problem for them?
Right, let's wait, last person, and then we're
There
gonna
is
do
a parking advisory committee that I emailed you all about, who wants to be interested in being part of that. That meets tomorrow, specifically dealing with this issue. If you want to be a part of this conversation, the meeting is at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow morning.
What is it? What time?
The parking advisory committee, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow morning. I haven't heard it back from anybody, but who wanted to be on that committee.
Yeah. We can put that in the Slack for people who want to go to that, just as like a general reminder. Alright, so we're gonna move, huh?
No, I was gonna say, I highly suggest at least one of you go.
No cost.
Do you know if they talk about the, never mind.
Alright, so now we're gonna move to announcements. So we can talk about the parking situation after the meeting, because we also talked about experiments this time. So, do you want to start with announcements?
Yeah. So as y'all know, November 13th is when we're having our science fair like GBM. And so I just wanted to let y'all know that I will be creating an example poster board thing. So y'all can mimic that in case y'all need some kind of guide of what it should look like when it comes to y'all making y'all's own poster board on y'all's initiative. I was supposed to bring it today, however, it's been a crazy weekend. So I will be, it will be in the SGA office towards the end of this week, so y'all can come into the office and see the example of what it should look like, and it will be brought to this Senate meeting next week, in case y'all didn't get a chance to see it during office hours at the SGA office. Yes, Kalechi.
Could it also be like in PowerPoint?
Yes, literally, y'all's creativity is endless for this project. Like whatever y'all want to use / need to make your initiative like really pop out to the students and get them interested in it. When it comes to y'all presenting on y'all's initiatives to them, literally anything's allowed. And I will be discussing with y'all, for those of you I have one-on-ones with, I will be discussing with y'all more details as we get closer to the date on how we can present y'all's initiative during that GBM. And then for those who don't know, we do have a mini committee, and that includes Josue, Rashad, Brenda, and Wangoi. We all met last week. We kind of divvied up our responsibilities. So if y'all have any questions in regards to the GBM, feel free to contact either one of us. When it comes to specifically coordinating senators stuff, so senators, those who are presenting your initiatives, the best point of contact for that would be Josue and myself for those things. Any questions about November 13th? As of now, I only have Sean as the only senator who cannot attend that night. Is there anyone else who absolutely cannot be there November 13th at 6 p.m. It's a Wednesday. Amazing. So I will be expecting all of y'all there. And we'll be talking about it during our one-on-ones. Yep, that's all I got.
First SGA business block session Monday the 21st. Want to go?
Excited?
Monday the 21st, SGA business block session, 2 to 5 p.m.
Monday the 20th.
I can do it past 25.
What's the vlog session?
It starts next week. The 21st, Monday,
No, what time?
2 to 5.
A vlog session,
Like, go to business.
Oh. Monday,
If anyone's interested, then
Any other announcements? Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'd like to move to Germany.
Second.
He was waiting for that.
Anyone opposed? I'm not opposed. We're in the meeting at 6:57. Okay, I'll start. Oh, sorry. So right now we're about to pass the gavel, so that's the time for you to share how you felt about the meeting. And the biggest thing about that is other people can't comment on that, so it's just your time to express everything that you learned. Please feel free to share like honest opinions. If you don't like anything, just please feel free to share that.